The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi says his country plans to open 18 new embassies in Africa in the latest sign that the Asian state is seeking to strengthen its presence on the continent. Mr. Modi made the announcement during his speech in the Ugandan parliament, the first by a serving Indian Prime Minister. He welcomed President Yoweri Museveni's policy of encouraging Ugandan Asians to return following the expulsion of many of them during the rule of Idi Amin in the 1970s. He added that more than 6,000 Indians serve in U.S. peacekeeping missions in Africa. More than 160 of them have died in the line of duty, the highest number for any country. Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has warned that he will not tolerate anarchy as tension mounts ahead of Monday's election, the first since long-serving ruler Robert Mugabe was forced to resign. His comments come as police banned an opposition demonstration due to take place today against the Electoral Commission in the capital, Harare. The police say they are too busy making final preparations for the elections to provide security at the march. The main opposition MDC Alliance had called the protest to demand greater transparency in the handling of ballot papers, saying this is vital to guarantee a free and fair poll. In the meantime, Zimbabwe's main opposition presidential candidate Nelson Chamisa says he's confident of victory despite the tricks and mischief of the Electoral Commission to help President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his ZANU-PF party to stay in power. Mr. Chamisa claims the country's Electoral Commission is biased and has thrown away the whistle to join Mr. Mnangagwa's team. According to him, the Commission has, for instance, failed to disclose how many ballot papers have been printed and what measures have been taken to ensure they are secure. The presidential hopeful says the opposition will not accept a fake result, but is confident of winning even with its hands tied at the back. Still talking politics, Malians will go to the polls on July 29 in a presidential election that many hope will chart a way out of 6 years of political unrest and jihadist violence. It is the first election since the 2013 vote that completed the democratic transition following a March 2012 coup which led to an Islamist takeover of the north that was eventually crushed by a French military intervention.
Incumbent President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, who is standing for re-election, will face off against 23 other candidates. The main contender likely to win enough votes to go to a second round on August the 12th is the Union for the Republic and Democracy Party's Soumaïla Cissé, a former finance minister. Voter turnout in Mali elections is usually low at around 30%. It went up to over 40% in 2013 after the coup and Islamist uprising. New voting cards will continue to be distributed until the 28th on the eve of the election, with variable rates of peak-up rates amongst the more than 8 million voters. Older cards can still be used for those who did not acquire the new ones.
As young people, we must choose a president today who thinks about the youth, who thinks about the young people's project, and that is why we're leading this campaign. So people come out massively, and so this other person doesn't think this person is not my president, because the credibility of the president depends on the people voting massively.
As a young Malian, I want change, and that is why I will vote. I will vote for the one who brings us the most change, because it's very important. Given the current situation in the country today, everybody can see we are in crisis. We, the youth, need this change for a lot of things, really. We are very interested. We are dynamic. We are aware. And that is why I invite everyone to come and collect their cards, to vote and choose the person we trust and who will bring a lot of changes to our country. We really need it.
A former finance minister, Soumaïla Cissé, alleged serious anomalies in the electoral roll published online, such as voters appearing twice and potentially inflating the numbers, 250,000 fictitious voting stations, and missing information about more than 450 expatriate voters.
Mais nous avons besoin de décisions prises de façon consensuelle.
We need decisions that are consensual. From what we understand, the government does not want to discuss this. So with a parallel electoral roll in Bamako, with a comfortable mattress for fraud, a sealed region in the center of the country, it's believed that's it. But the people of Mali will ensure their vote is not stolen. And that is why we demand concrete measures be taken before the vote.
Alors que le peuple malien veillera à ce que son vote ne soit pas volé.
But the Prime Minister has denied that there is a parallel electoral roll, saying that there are no fictitious voters. Key issues for Malians will be security, the economy, job creation, less poverty and corruption. Mali is one of the poorest countries in the world. The UNDP has ranked Mali 175 on the Human Development Index for 2016. Keita has boasted the economy grew by more than 5% last year, but many young Malians still take the dangerous route to Europe looking for a better future.
Still to come on the program, Egypt's all-female parkour team breaks with tradition. Details coming up after the break. Please stay with us.